Alright guys, what's going on? I'm Tim Kelly. This is The Real Sports Talk. Thank you guys for tuning in to the first video of my top 32 quarterbacks for 2013 countdown. Now what I've done is I've been catching bits and pieces of Ron Jaworski's top 32 quarterbacks for 2013. And I know Ron Jaworski played for the Eagles. I'm an Eagles fan. He's one of the best quarterbacks in franchise history. I should like him. I cannot stand Ron Jaworski. I think his analysis is I think the gestures that he makes and the way he talks, it just pisses me off. And I know that I've been getting a lot of heat lately on Twitter and everything because apparently I dislike every single national analyst, which isn't necessarily true, but I'm sorry if you're not good at your job. I'm going to say it because that's the type of personality that I am. So what that led me to do is after I just got back from vacation yesterday, I decided I'm going to start my top 32 quarterbacks list. I'm not going to do one a day because I don't have time every day to sit here and upload. I'm just going to get them done when I have the opportunity to do so. So starting at number 32 is actually a quarterback that by many is not projected to be a starter, but he's certainly one that is competing for a starting job, and that would be Nick Foles. Nick Foles is a guy to me that if you put on a list Jake Locker or Nick Foles, and I have to pick one to take for this next upcoming season, I'm taking Nick Foles. I like his height better. I like his arm better. I think Jake Locker can run, but I don't think he's a very good overall quarterback. So give me Nick Foles over Jake Locker. And it's not because I'm an Eagles fan. I'm not that high on Nick Foles. But for me, Nick Foles is a guy that, if I'm Chip Kelly, I'm starting Nick Foles because I don't understand what you get by starting Michael Vick at age 33. Even if he has a great year, he's 34 years old next year, still comes with a ton of injury risk. I think you're better off going with a young guy in Nick Foles. He has a great arm, a quick release, and it's a release that's much quicker than Vick, which this year should actually come more into play because of Chip Kelly's system. They're going to use a lot more short passes, screen passes, intermediate routes, post routes. So I think that Nick Foles is someone that would be better suited to run Chip Kelly's type of offense. That being said, the one thing that he doesn't do well that you would expect out of a Chip Kelly type quarterback is he's not going to be a rushing quarterback. Nick Foles is a pocket quarterback. He has a gunslinger type mentality. That's what a lot of scouting reports said out of him. And from watching him last year, I kind of got that vibe that he has that. Now, the other thing that I like is that he's 6'5", 243, and any type of offense that Chip Kelly's going to run, and we're not exactly sure what he's going to run, the quarterback is going to take some hits, he's going to be exposed, and you want him to be able to get back up after those hits, and I think that Nick Foles gives you a better opportunity than Michael Vick to do that. But regardless, last year in 7 games played, he started 6, and just a strange season, really. 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a 79.1 quarterback rating, a 60.8% completion percentage, and just over 1,500 yards. Not impressive numbers, but then you think about the team that Nick Foles was playing with. It was a team that had packed it in. Jason Babin had already got released. He had been a distraction. The defense was atrocious. The offensive line had lost Jason Peters, Jason Kelsey, Todd Herremans. Jason Peters had actually been out for the entire season. So it had been a mess on this team. You still had Evan Mathis, but that was about it. LaShawn McCoy only played 1 or 2 games that Nick Foles started because he was dealing with some concussion problems. And Bryce Brown's a guy that, while he showed some flashes of how good he can be, Bryce Brown fumbled the ball and turned it over a lot. Deshaun Jackson had been out for the season, so it was hard for me to really take too seriously the numbers that Nick Foles did last year. Now, I did understand, based off of what I saw, I certainly got the flaws of Nick Foles. He will turn it over. He needs to work down on that and cut over the turnovers, not only in the air on interceptions, but he fumbled the ball a little bit too much for my liking last year. That being said, he was behind an atrocious offensive line that should improve this year. You got Jason Peters, who was All-Pro 2 years ago, coming back. He says he's at 100%. Evan Mathis, who should have been All-Pro, was a Pro Bowler last year at left guard. You got Jason Kelsey at center, Todd Herremans shifting to right guard, and then you have Lane Johnson, the number 4 overall pick. He will likely be lining up at right tackle. So you have a much improved offensive line, and then you look around at the weapons that he has around him. He has Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, a big target, and Riley Cooper, who we'll see if he can do anything this year. And then they have Demarius Johnson to potentially work in. And then you have two really good tight ends now. You have Brent Selleck, who has been a pretty solid NFL tight end for a few years now. And then you also have Zach Ertz, a tight end out of Stanford, who was once Andrew Luck's favorite target. And Zach Ertz is someone that has special abilities, been compared to Rob Gronkowski. And from everything that I've heard, I write for Fanside's Philadelphia affiliate, section215.com. I'm actually the editor and lead writer. Zach Ertz has Rob Gronkowski. I don't know how much of an over-exaggeration this is. He has Rob Gronkowski type skills and type potential. So we'll see what he can do. But I like the targets that surround Nick Foles. I don't know defensively if they're going to be able to stay on the field and give Nick Foles some time off. But I like a lot more of what the Eagles have surrounded whoever plays quarterback with this year. I like the weapons that they do have. And Nick Foles, to me, the one thing that I think about him is he has that gunslinger mentality, and I like to watch that. I loved watching Brett Favre, especially when he was on and the gunslinging was working. You know you're going to make mistakes in that, but the one thing that you need to realize is that in a Chip Kelly offense, you're going to take a ton of snaps, a ton of reps. You're probably going to be up there with the Patriots in overall plays per game. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to hone in kind of that gunslinging mentality. You can't be on a third down, extremely tired, just trying to get a first down. You can't take the risks that you want to take all the time. You can't, if you don't have the arm strength to make the big throws because you're tired or whatever the case is, you need to realize that and make the smart play. Sometimes that means throwing the ball away, whatever the case is, and that's what I want to see Nick Foles be able to do. But he comes in at number 32 on my quarterback list. We're going to keep these videos coming today. I'm trying to save you guys from Ron Jaworski's quarterback list where Joe Flacco apparently is the fourth best quarterback in the NFL. But whatever, I'm Tim Kelly. I'll catch you guys next time.